GNN, the Global News Network, reporting the truth for as long as the Earth has been spinning. This is GNN, the Global News Network, reporting the truth for as long as the Earth has been spinning.
And welcome, everybody, to another episode of GNN, the Global News Network. I am your longtime anchor, Norm Al, and to my right is the still suffering Alexander Truth Stein. Alexander?
Well, you know, we are 19 months into this, and I've been suffering the whole time. But I got to say one thing, Norm. Today is a good day because our guy, Gavin Newsom, I don't care that he went to the French Laundry when everything was shut down. I don't mind that.
He's a king. Kings are allowed to do whatever they want.
They can go eat. If Gavin Newsom wants to eat at French Laundry and everybody else is shut down, if he wants to keep his winery open when everybody else has to shut down, that's fine because we elected him to give him that ability and that permission. Like, he knows better than us. And so I'm just another powerful, smart elected official
so smart.
leading a great state of California that's doing better than it's ever done in its history.
Oh, it's so great. I live here. And let me tell you, the more homeless people I see on the street, I mean, it just tells me that there's more people wanting to come here, and there's just not enough houses. That's the way I look at it.
And we have some information. Yeah, we have to talk about the migration coming into California. It's awesome. There's almost 8,000 migrants at the border right now. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. I can't wait for them all to get citizenship and all move to California. It's going to be really great.
It's going to be great. Can I ask if people are hearing a weird sound in the audience? Can you let me know if there's like a weird buzzing sound, or is it just my earphones? Because it's driving me up the wall. Anyway, let's first, can we say a prayer? Our colleague is not here, okay? And it's because, well, it's really because I guess it's complications from the 6th vaccine, but it's expected. I mean, you can't get 6 and not have side effects from one of them. That's the way I look at it.
And really and truly, it's not even that complicated. Like, he's just having like mild myocarditis. I mean, it's not that, you know what I mean? Or I mean, I think is it just mild rectal bleeding as well? Like, I don't think it's just a few issues with the blood.
Yeah, it's just like it's a blood clot, but he said it's like in his calf.
It's a blood clot. It's something to do with blood. And like, from what I know about blood, body makes more of that. So having a blood issue is not that big of a deal. Is that correct? Something like that?
Yeah, I think it comes back, so it's okay. I mean, he said it's just a small clot, like the size of like a football, so it's not that bad. I mean, they're just going to carve it out.
Soccer ball,
right?
At least it's not a soccer ball. That would be really bad.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. People can't hear the buzz. I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully, it goes away. Can't really figure out why.
I heard a weird sound at one point, but then it went away immediately, and it was kind of an annoying, like kind of a sound.
This is annoying. Let me tell you, this is annoying. But
this sound is annoying. I wonder if
we'll
all
get through
the properties that are making, I guess, well, you know how it is. When we're here at the Global News Network, guys, we do a live show because the news is hard-hitting and it's fast. So we don't have the ability to go slow. We got to do this thing fast. And so sometimes we're going to have issues. We're going to have technical difficulties, but that's what it takes to get you the truth as fast as possible.
Indeed. Let me see if this fixes it.
You have to think about this, guys. You know.
No, it's not going to do it. It's going to lower your volume too much. Hear that?
Listen. Then it goes away. It kind of sounds like you're passing gas if I'm speaking.
We don't talk about that here.
I know. And we know that, and that's actually kind of a David issue, to be honest. You've never been blamed for that, but Baller has. So, you know, we're having technical difficulties, but guys, we're not having difficulties with our man, Gavin Newsom. He is the champion. He showed Larry Elder is a white supremacist. Larry Elder is racist. Larry Elder is literally one of the worst Trumpers. He's worse than Trump because Larry Elder works for Trump.
Hold on. There's nobody worse than Trump. Be honest with yourself. Come on.
I mean, if you work for Trump, I mean, doesn't that almost make you worse than Trump? Because,
good point.
I mean, everybody has to know how bad Trump is. I mean, I don't know. It's a lesser of two evils. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't want Trump. I wouldn't want Larry Elder. So thank goodness Gavin Newsom, because we have the evidence. Look how well California's doing. So people are saying, oh, it's a homeless crisis. Not really. I mean,
no, not really.
They're just living on the street, and they kind of like it. Honestly.
I think they like it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't hear a lot of complaints. The weather's nice in California. It's a perfect place to be homeless. And if you have a
freeway access, they're right on the freeway. They want to go for a ride, freeway. They're there.
Let me tell you something.
I got to drive for 6 minutes to get to the freeway.
In Boy Scouts, I believe you would go have to go camping in the woods. You couldn't camp next to a Chipotle. Think about that now. In California, you can set tent outside of a Chipotle and beg, and think how many free burritos you're gonna get. That's the kind of camping that I would like to do with my trans children. I would like to take them camping outside of a Chipotle, because I don't want to go in the woods and get bit by mosquitoes and get have to likely deal with an animal or a wild bobcat. I would much rather be able to camp in downtown Los Angeles outside of a Chipotle. That's the kind of camping. I think they call that glamping. So I guess you would say the homeless people in California are glamping.
Indeed. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fix it in time. Let's just go. All right. And
I heard a noise. Like right there. I heard that kind of weird. So
it's so weird because it went away before we started, and I don't know when it goes away.
Is it kind of like a crispy noise for some reason? It sounds like a microphone, kind of like.
Yeah, but it's weird because if I mute my mic, it doesn't go away. So tell me if it goes away if I mute. I'm going to mute myself out. Let's see if it goes away.
But I don't hear it. I don't hear it right now.
So it's not me. It's that one. See, now you can hear me. Yes, everybody can hear me, and there's no buzzing. Correct? I want to see if this is correct. That's the problem, though. Is that's Alex's feed. If I get rid of that, try a ground lift. Remove the third prong on your power strip, and that runs the computer and audio mixer. Oh, commercial sound and video. I might need your help, but I just shut down the incoming sound, and it's fixed, Tom. Tell me if you hear it now, or is it just me who mutes it out? Do you hear it? Oh, you still hear it? Sounds like a cat purring while ripping a bong. Yes, good call. It does sound like. All right, well, but you shouldn't hear it now, right? If you hear it now, that's really weird, because then I'm muting the sound coming into me. But there it is again. All right, well, yeah, you can hear me now, but now you got to hear that too. All right, Alex, you're back. Sorry.
Coming to you guys from the Southwest, South by Southwest, from Northern California all the way to Dallas, Texas.
But it is an electrical issue. He's right. It is an electrical issue. I just have to figure. That's what I told Alex before the show. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't get to the plug over there and plug. It says plug everything into the same outlet. It's like, what? I got a bunch of devices. And they said, don't plug it into a power strip. It's like, well, there's only two.
Don't plug a strip. That messes it up. I wouldn't know that. I didn't realize that.
My dad's an electrician, though. One time I was like asking him, what do I do here? Because I can't plug. He's like, what's the matter? It's like, well, I can't plug a power strip into a power strip. He's like, why not? I'm like, oh, I thought you weren't supposed to do that. He's like, it's fine. Don't plug a refrigerator in there. But it's like, if you're talking about little electrical equipment, my dad had all the secrets, man. If you ever asked him for an air conditioner, he'd be like, nope, put a fan in every room. The fans don't, and computers. He never cared about computers, too. He's like, Dad, do I need to turn this computer off? Computer doesn't use electricity. So
I love that.
Yeah,
see, that's bad. See, he was a realist too. That's awesome.
Until he got the jab, and then all right. Anyway, we're not being very
good. We're happy that he got it. So now he's
yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fantastic that he got it. I'm really happy that he's all right. Let's get into the GNN mode. We're going to pray to Darwin. Darwin, please let the the evolution of this virus not have attacked Dave too deeply, and let his 6th vaccine make him available for the 7th as soon as possible. And let that blood clot be cut out easily. Amen.
And if you are forced, now I'd like to say, and if you are forced to take something away from him, please take him from the legs down, because he would still be able to broadcast. So if Dave does have to lose something, please paralyze him from the waist down. Now we don't necessarily want that, but we understand that you are, you're God that needs your repentance. And so if he does, and I'm sure Dave has sinned a lot. He's sinned on me a lot. So for him to lose his legs, would be terrible, but at least he would still be able to broadcast. So that's think about that.
And I swear on everything,
decision.
he's never called Darwin a stupid nobody. Never.
No, he's always been really high,
Very
well spoken.
a lot of praise.
Darwin, yes. So.
Amen. Man, our Earths are amazing behind us. Look at mine.
It's beautiful. And speaking of, should we?
Well, here comes the night. Here comes the night side. Look at this. Wow.
Wow.
Look at me. You can see my house light right there. I see it.
Florida. Look,
Pretty.
Florida's bumping. Florida's really bumping.
Pretty. I'm really worried. You know, there's a lot of volcanoes. Speaking of this, I had to speak to Mr. Baller Dave today to say, was he afraid of the island out in the Atlantic that has the volcano, and it's been earthquakes all for, I think they've had like 4,500 earthquakes in the last 3 days, and they say if it erupts that there will be a tsunami that will take out 50 miles of the East Coast, all along the East Coast of the United States, and Florida will be completely gone. So just so you know.
Wow.
The good thing is, because of science, you'll have 5 to 6 hours notice. It's actually because of satellites.
True.
They have satellites that are just basically patrolling that area, and as soon as anything happens, boom, alerts. And this is what the great thing about science is, which is fantastic. So we talked about Newsom. That's great. Let me start out, because we don't have sports today. Crum's not with us either. He's also he's going to get back to me on that. I'm not sure if it's vaccine induced, but it could be. But I just want to start.
He's having a blood issue, though. We know that he is having a blood issue. Yes, similar to David's, but we're not sure what it's from.
And I don't want to say it's from his 6th vaccine, because I don't know if he's on 6. He could be on 4 or 7. I'm not really. We don't keep track of that.
He'd be doing a lot better if he was on 6. I'm telling you, I don't think he made it to 6, and that's why he's having this issue. Is because they wouldn't allow.
Got to speed it up. Got to speed it up. Got to catch up to us. Yeah. So let's.
That's how it should have. See, that's another thing. Warp speed. This is all about speed. It's not going fast enough, in my opinion. All these anti-vaxxers are slowing everything down. We got to get this thing faster. Speed. We got to be like an elite football team. You know what I mean, Norm?
Absolutely. So I'm going to do sports, but this is a sad sports story. I mean, I just couldn't believe when I saw this. Let me warn the audience. You're going to feel hate inside your soul. You're going to want to go to one of these football games and basically end the lives of everybody there. I mean, that's how I feel.
No,
you don't think so?
Don't say that, but you might be sick, guys. You're going to see that this is advised. Please do not watch this if you're for the.
I mean, what is this? I don't get what this is about. Well, let's listen to this first one. This is just.
I thought it was a sexual perverted thing at first. I thought at first they wanted.
Do you hear what they're saying?
Make love, yeah.
Unbelievable.
F Joe Biden. And at first I thought
disappointed.
At first I thought they meant that like sexually, like they wanted to hook up with him, because then people in college are always having a hookup culture.
Yeah, I didn't know I thought they were saying find him like he was lost. Find Joe Biden, but I don't think that's what it is.
And he does get lost quite a bit. And the thing is, there's multiple schools that are doing this chant.
I would call them students, but they're really criminals. I mean, they're really
terrorists.
They're like insurrectionists. Yeah, I mean, they probably were all there. I think that's what I'm guessing.
Look at that.
With these guys
the broadcast. Oh my gosh!
Disappointing.
What?
Wait till
on TikTok.
Whatever.
TikTok. They're gonna be subject to stuff like that.
So I mean, anyway, they had it at the Carolina, Virginia Tech, the Texas A&M game. North Carolina, Alabama State. I don't remember the other.
Listen, this has to be some sort of like fraternity prank, because I remember,
maybe it's a TikTok challenge.
Well,
Might be.
I almost joined a fraternity, but then they made me butt funnel a bunch of Heineken out of a keg until I got sick. Yeah, it was really bad. I had to get surgery on my rectum, and I didn't actually end up getting to get initiated. So maybe this is the same thing. Do you think this is the same thing as when they injured my rectum in an initiation ritual? Is that the same thing? You think they're initiating them in some sort of fraternity ritual?
I'm thinking that there must be some sort of Q conspiracy that says that Joe Biden created the coronavirus, and they believe it, and they've been misinformed. They haven't checked PolitiFact yet. They have not gone to Snopes.
Haven't checked PolitiFact.
There's no way.
There's no way.
And if I wake up every day, first thing I do, PolitiFact. For 15 minutes
These kids would just download the PolitiFact app.
Oh, it's the greatest app. It'll alert you. It'll alert you when Q has posted something so that you get it and you know it's bullshit right from the start. It's a beautiful app.
Speaking of apps, I saw this app, the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Stars app. What a joke! That app needs to be in the
Wow.
trash. If you download that app, you need to get some help, and you need to download the PolitiFact app and
This
put
is
it
the
on your
Earth.
homepage.
This is the Earth. You live here.
It's not flat.
No, it's not flat. Look at the curve. Look right here.
It's like a soccer ball, guys.
How could there be a
It's
flatness
soccer.
there? It's so
No,
funny. If it
it's-
was flat, wouldn't you fall into space? Like if it's a
If
globe,
if
you
it was flat, a cat would
stick
knock
to it.
something off the edge already.
Good point.
Everybody knows
Good point.
that.
Good point. We've known it for
Come on.
2,300 years. See, I live right there. There we go. I think that's the light of my house too. Yeah, the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac clock app. I mean, it should be banned.
Oh, and it will be banned because
Oh,
I'm going to
give me a second. I'm gonna write myself a note. I gotta write.
Now you have note to self. Report that app
Okay.
for violence.
Yep.
Mental violence.
Mental violence, mental anguish,
It's violating me. It's
brain
violent
damage.
to me.
It's like brain damage.
Emotional damage as well.
This, thank God, I was worried about this. There's no evidence that COVID-19 vaccines cause male fertility problems, but you told me you haven't been able to get an erection, but that's not vaccine induced.
Well, to be honest, I haven't had an erection ever since I lost my genitals in a fire. But I
Right, I remember you said that. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
laugh, but I do remember the story behind it. It was funny.
Yeah, it was an interesting story. I wish I would have gotten out of the house and
Yeah. Stop, drop, and roll. You thought it meant something totally different than what it means. So I get it. It's what happens. But this
I
is
was
good.
just tired. I just couldn't wake up, and I'll be honest. I was on the second floor, and I lost him in a fire, and that's all I can say. So I haven't really been able to get erect since.
But
then.
that was after
But-
you had the children, after you had the trans children.
Yes, they're adopted. They're adopted. They
I
are.
didn't know
It
that.
is my semen, though. It is my semen. It was extracted through the night of the accident. I was actually.
Don't you ever wish
forced-
they were just aborted?
No. I was actually forced. The doctor said if you ever want to have kids, you're going to be forced to masturbate with third-degree burns on your penis. And I said this is the only way. And I had to do it that day, right then and there. One of the most challenging moments of my life. But that's why I have Decca and Daleks, because I was able to achieve full climax and finish. The doctor said that he'd never seen anything like that. So I just want to thank modern medicine for that.
All right, let's go to. Oh, so sorry. Anyway, the vaccine it causes no problems other than the occasional blood clot. That's it. But it's occasional and it's totally expected. Every drug. Have you ever watched TV? Every drug has side effects. Every drug.
Even aspirin.
Tylenol,
I take
aspirin.
I mean, come on, guys.
Mhm.
The vaccine is no different than taking an aspirin. You guys are
the
all
same.
taking a Tylenol. It's the same thing.
It's the same. And it doesn't matter that we've had Tylenol for hundreds of years or 50 years or whatever it is. The vaccines, we've had them for a long time too. And this one, we've had enough people now that there's enough sample size that it works the same. It's the same whether it was 20 years or 1 year with this many people. It's the same. So, thank goodness, though. There's no male fertility problems with that vaccine. So, fantastic. Now,
awesome.
See if I have one other story here, then we can get back to you. I did see this. Great guy. Fantastic guy. I mean, I wish there was more people like this. The South Florida landlord that's now requiring new tenants and those renewing their leases to be vaccinated. This makes a lot of sense to me because just like I've corralled myself in this room for a bunch of weeks now, is a lot of people feel like they're just like, well, I won't get a vaccine. I'll just stay home. I don't want you to do anything anyway. I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to go fly in a plane. Nuh-uh. You don't get off that easy, Jack. No, siree. You want to live in that house? You're going to have to get vaccinated. So I agree with it.
And that's not strict enough. I mean, of course, you shouldn't be able to lease an apartment if you're not vaccinated. But I don't think you should be able to have a bank account. I don't believe you should be able to drive a car.
Nope.
I don't believe you should be able to have internet access.
We should get to
personally.
Leanna Wynn later. My major crush
Oh,
right
we
now.
will.
Oh my
We
God.
have Leanna Wynn pulled up.
I'm in
Yes,
love.
after this,
I can't think of anybody I'd rather be inside right now than Leanna Wynn. And the great thing about her is she compares not getting the vaccine to drunk driving. I think it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And actually, it goes further than that because you're allowed to drink in your house. That's allowed right now. But this is way worse because you could come out of the house. What if you answer the door for the UPS guy? What if you answer the door for the mailman? You're just droplets, respiratory droplets all over him. And what if he's carrying other packages? Sometimes the UPS guy comes to the door, he's carrying 2 packages in one arm. Pfft, COVID on there. Nobody's going to even know.
Cough on the package and then it comes into my house. That's murder, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you should be tried in a court of law.
Yeah, you don't have the right to bring your sickness upon me. You just don't. So anyway, yeah, he's now requiring anybody over 18 years old, and says he doesn't care about. I think it's DeSantis who DeSantis has made it clear that he does not support these mandates, and he'll actually fine $5,000 right here. The governor announced this week he will fine county and city governments requiring employees to get vaccinated against COVID-19, threatening a $5,000 fine for violation. But CNN, other news agencies, we're all on this guy's side. He doesn't have anything to worry about. We'll get a donation going if he starts, because you got to do this. You got to do it. Says Mr. Alvarez and all who agree with him should be informed that vaccinated people can still transmit COVID to others, although they are protected against severe illness. Right. The idea of requiring vaccine passports is unscientific. Oh, who's this? Who's saying this? Goodness gracious, this person. Oh, we need a PolitiFact on this. Oh, his press secretary
on this. Well, look,
please.
Look, we have.
Please.
But it's ridiculous. But guys, I actually have an article here.
Go ahead.
I can share. Let me show you this. It's speaking to that. So now we have a fully. This is the problem with you guys that are anti-vax. Is you're literally killing people. You guys want to see what I'm talking about?
By the way, can we take a quick time out and just say congratulations and thank you to all the heroes out there? If you've gotten your vaccine, you're a hero and you're doing your part and you are really adding to this new world order, I guess you could call it. And we appreciate that. We thank you. The Rockefellers, thank you. Rothschilds, thank you. The World Economic Forum, thanks you. The Young Global Leaders Program, thanks you. Klaus Schwab, thanks you. There's a lot of people out there that know.
Rockefeller Foundation, thanks you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The Trilateral Commission, definitely Bilderberg Groups.
Project for a New American.
Vanguard, BlackRock.
Yes.
A lot of good quality companies.
Philip Morris.
Yes, they all thank you. They recognize your heroic acts. So
Especially,
thank you. Get a booster.
Jack Daniels Company.
They love you.
Out of Tennessee. Yeah, they really want to thank
Good
you,
people.
Jack Daniels Company.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, so speaking of that, guys, I'm vaccinated 6 times. All right, so I feel super protected, but unfortunately, guys, these unvaccinated people can still kill us because a fully vaccinated woman's family blames unvaccinated Americans for her death in scathing obituary.
Oh boy.
She was infected by others who chose not to be. The cost was her life. So let me read this. A family of a fully vaccinated Illinois woman who died from COVID-19 has blamed the millions of unvaccinated Americans for her death. Candace Ayers, 66, of Springfield, was vaccinated with Moderna shot in March, along with her husband, Terry, before being infected with the virus. She died 6 months later, September 3rd. Wow.
No.
Her family published an obituary which stated she was preceded in death by 4,531,790.
They said that in her obituary. Good for them. Good for them to get the truth out.
Look, she was vaccinated but was infected by others who chose not to be. The cost was her life.
Now let me ask one thing though. I just because I'm checking, if we can still give it. Now I know I can't. I'm in the house, locked up. If we can still give it, how do you know that it came from somebody who wasn't vaccinated?
Oh, it's very simple because she had just spent time in Mississippi, and Mississippi is one of the least vaccinated
Oh my God!
states.
You didn't tell me she was in the South. That makes all the sense.
She was in Mississippi.
Thank you.
She was in one of the least vaccinated places, so that's all you need to know. So her being in Mississippi.
Thank you for clearing that up. I was a little confused at first. I was like, hey, this doesn't make a lot of sense.
You know, she died in Illinois, but she had just traveled to Mississippi. That was the crux of it. And if Mississippi had a higher vaccination rate, she would be alive, according to her.
And if we could charge states for murder, we would.
Oh, 100%. I saw a video of a woman coughing on an anti-masker coughing on another woman. She should be charged with, attempted homicide, in my opinion.
That or treason. She probably should be hung. That's just me. I'm a little more strict.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But also, I wanted to say about they proved there's nothing wrong with the fertility issues for men. And then they also said a doctor has called for more studies into the link between irregular periods and COVID-19 vaccines. Doctors called for more studies into whether or not COVID vaccines cause period changes after thousands of women have reported irregular menstrual cycles following the shots. Dr. Victoria Mail, a lecturer in reproductive immunology at Imperial College in London, said last year's clinical trials should have looked for abnormal menstruation. At least 6,000 women in the United States reported that their periods have come earlier than usual, felt heavier, or just appeared irregular post-vaccination. Additionally, more than 35,000 women in Britain have complained of suffering irregular periods after being. Officials have yet to confirm if there's a link between the shots and an irregular cycle, but Mail said that the uterus is aligning with a high number of immune cells, which are likely activated by the vaccine.
Oh, that's what it is.
Could lead to irregular bleeding. So that's all it is.
It's no big deal.
If you're out there, if you're having a problem, it's not a big deal. Relax.
Carry an extra one of those tubes in your purse. That's all it takes.
That's what I'm saying. That's your immunity working. That's your body working. That's your uterus.
That's a sign that the vaccine is safe and effective.
Fine. So just for the girls, so it looks like the vaccine is awesome for fertility. So that's that is really, really good for the people that are worried out there. And then we want to say this because we mentioned this earlier, but we need to stiffen our spines and lean into keeping people safe and healthy. Governor Newsom says his recall success proves Democrats need to get tougher with COVID restrictions, and I agree. We really have to get into. We really need to up the contact tracing, because these people, if we don't, without the green pass and the constant contact tracing norm, these anti-vaxxers can just have a little piece of paper and lie. And
they do. Believe me, they do, because they're just nothing but liars. These people voted for Trump, so believe me, they're faking everything they can possibly fake. They probably fake their taxes.
They're the worst people I've ever. The people that I imagine in my nightmares or in horror movies. Like these are some of the.
I don't even want to say they're the worst people I've ever met, because I've never met people like that. I only see them on the screen. They live in the South. They don't live in California. I'll tell you that much right now.
No, well, I mean, they better not live in California, because Gavin Newsom is going to crack down. I can't wait. So. Just let me read a little. California Governor Newsom, basking in the vindication of Tuesday's recall election, said his success proved the Democrats need to lean into coronavirus safety restrictions. What I'm saying here is be affirmative, Newsom said, asked by CBS what he would tell national Democrats. Don't be timid, lean in, because at the end of the day, it's just not about formal authority of setting the tone and tenor on masks, on vaccines and masks, but it's the moral authority that we have, that we're on the right side of history and we're doing the right thing to save people's lives. So I love having Gavin Newsom as the moral authority on our lives. I couldn't think of a better person.
I'm hoping he runs for president after Joe.
Well, the only person I believe is more moral than him is the most beautiful woman in the world, Leanne.
Oh my God, I love her.
Right at the same time,
and speaking of, this is her talking. Can you believe that some people are not recommending boosters and they're a little hesitant?
What?
So
why?
Yes, I don't know. They're ridiculous. But listen, Leanna will explain.
When do you ever not want a booster? If you get something to eat and you're like, do you want, maybe like a drink with a certain flavor, and they're like, would you like a boost of that flavor? Absolutely.
This is America. I want a supersizer booster.
Remember supersize? Oh man.
I wish everything was supersized, including my vaccine.
Yep, I'll take a little extra.
Right at the same time, continue to try to work on the holdouts while offering
her words are going to really,
they're
going to hit my soul right now. Feeling.
Absolutely. This is not a zero-sum game. We don't have some finite limit of vaccines in the U.S. In other countries, yes, there is a big problem. But here in the U.S., we're not talking about giving vaccines that otherwise would go to somebody who is unvaccinated and giving a third dose to others. In fact, we know that there are millions of doses that are expiring right now. We also know that there are many Americans who are already taking that third unauthorized booster. And I'm arguing that instead of making them go through different hoops and lying potentially to say that maybe this is their first dose.
Don't be afraid to lie. That's one thing she wants to make clear. Leanna, these people, it's okay to lie as long as you're getting more doses. Remember that, Norm.
I always remember that, yes.
To say that
I actually listen to, she's in my headphones when I fall asleep at night.
Oh, she's beautiful.
My wife's not real happy
I
about
would rather that we give them a legal way of getting the vaccine and then collecting data, because that's one of the issues with the U.S., that other countries like Israel, the UK, and Germany have been so far ahead of us in data collection. We know that more than 1 million people have gotten the unauthorized third dose here in the U.S. Let's find out more information about this group.
Yeah, we definitely need to be exactly like Israel. The more that we can build, the better. I mean,
let me pray right now. Can we just pray and say, let everybody watching the show please be vaccinated and already have their booster. So let's just say, if you're watching on YouTube, please press 1. 1 means that you are fully vaccinated and you've had your booster. And I'm hoping for all ones. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Darwin. 1 for fully vaccinated and your booster. 2 for degenerate Trumper. That's what I want to see. Please let it be only ones. Please, it'll make me feel so good that we have the right audience watching us.
Well, speaking of degenerate Trumpers, it looks like, did you know that Nicki Minaj voted for Donald Trump in the 2020 election?
Makes sense. Oh, we got ones. We got ones. We got ones coming. Come on. All ones.
Come on, ones.
666. Somebody pressed the wrong key, I think.
That's
6.
terrible.
No, it's nowhere near the 1. Oh, there's a 1. There's a 1. Okay, good.
0.5.
Oh, 0.5. They're close. At least up. Oh, boy, we've got some. Man, they are just Trump humpers.
And now it's funny. Now I'm hearing a little kickback. I wonder if anybody else is hearing a little kickback. Do you hear that at all?
What happened?
It sounds fine, but I hear like that faint sound, that audio just faintly.
It's annoying as hell.
I know, but I only hear it faintly. It's not that big a deal. I wonder what that is. Now I didn't hear it at all, and now
I think it is an electrical issue. It sounds like I don't know, electric.
Well, it's weird because I didn't hear it at all. I mean, I heard like for clips, and now I've heard it like consistently for like a few minutes. But it's fine. It's not that loud. But it is annoying.
I get some news. Let's see here. So yeah. Somebody threw a middle finger up. I think they pressed the wrong button. All right, that's good. I'm glad. At least there's a majority, which is good. Because if you're not, what are you doing? I mean, this could be over already. I'm not going to get upset. I mean, we are really, we're just allowing half this country or a little less to kill indiscriminately. And we've never been at that place in this country before.
It's like walking around, but instead of like people are literally driving drunk, hitting you with their car when you're trying to shop at the grocery store. Imagine that you're in the aisle where you're getting your Cheerios, and the person walking by you is the exact same as a Chevy Tahoe coming at you 100 miles an hour with a drunk driver behind the wheel smoking a cigarette and listening to Kenny Chesney on repeat.
I've got a good analogy.
Danger level.
I got a good analogy. Let's say you go to a theme park and you walk around on a normal day, everything's fine. Everybody's happy, they're having a good time, nobody's out to get you. You go to the next day, and all of a sudden, 40% of the people there are walking around with chainsaws. Now, is it their freedom if we tell them they shouldn't have those chainsaws? No, I'm sorry, you don't have the freedom to walk around yielding chainsaws, cutting people in half. You don't have that ability. Now, if they go and say, oh, but our freedom, my freedoms, you're taking away my liberty. I should be allowed to have this chainsaw and wield it unwieldingly. I get it, but this is the world where we're at. We take your chainsaw away, and if you don't want it taken away, we're going to put you in a cage. We're going to put you in a green zone, and you'll never come out of there. It's just the way it goes, right?
And you can just have Uber Eats delivered to you. You don't need to leave. I mean, you can just stay in your house. Eventually, we will have that system where we'll have just delivery service for these people, and they can just stay in their apartments. Because we have dangerous people. Like what Nicki Minaj is doing isn't funny. It's dangerous, Norm. Nicki Minaj is going to get someone killed, even if only indirectly, in much of the same way a straight line can be drawn between Donald Trump's COVID-19 skepticism and racist invective against Asian people and the real-world harm they cause. Nicki Minaj's anti-vaccine rhetoric is very likely having a devastating, if not immediately visible
I'm confused. Doesn't she know that Trump is racist?
Yeah, but she doesn't care. She says that
that's
Trump
very strange. That's a very strange Uncle Tom position. I don't like it.
Why? I mean, Nicki Minaj says she pulled out of the VMAs because she caught COVID, but she still won't get vaccinated. So she's been sick, and she still won't get vaccinated. She thinks her antibodies are enough to keep her protected, but it's ridiculous. No, look at this. While television hosts like Tucker Carlson and Stephen Colbert made light of Nicki Minaj's tweet, mainly because the comedic potential in her chain letter-esque Snopes-worthy narrative was too great to ignore. Look at that, Snopes-worthy. We love Snopes. Snopes is such a good
bless you, bless you.
They're such a good industry for what is true and what is false. They're the industry standard.
They get it all right.
Their fellow host Jake Tapper probably had the better handle on how truly dangerous it is that she keeps going. And yes, she's still going. Now she's trying to defend herself. So look at this Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson wants to talk to Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend who had an issue with this. Here, let's watch this.
Let's watch Tucker.
The show is broadcast in Trinidad. We haven't been able to figure out whether this show is broadcast in Trinidad. But if Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend is watching, or his former fiance is watching, we want to hear your story. We'll come to Port of Spain to see you. let us know.
Look at that.
James Craig.
Look at Tucker Carlson, a white supremacist. So she likes Tucker Carlson. I mean, it's just ridiculous how she can be with these white supremacists like this. I mean,
unbelievable.
It makes absolutely no sense. So I mean, if somebody gets canceled, it should be 100% Nicki Minaj. Okay. Oh, and we also were talking about this. One great thing for California, and this is why it's so good that Gavin Newsom is doing such a good job.
Oh, have more come over? Nice.
Well, yes, and they're trying to say it's bad, but obviously we're pro-immigration. They're saying the situation is out of control. Drone footage shows 8,000 illegal migrants waiting to be processed under Del Rio Bridge.
We will take your hungry. We will take your tired. We'll take your poor.
Exactly, that's what they said. It said double the number that arrived yesterday. Well, that seems weird. It's doubling that fast.
Well, I think it's good. We want more and more because think about how we all got here. All of us are immigrants. So why shouldn't they get
Island.
to? Yeah. Yep.
For sure. I mean, and you're Italian, so you definitely came through Ellis Island. I mean,
well, I didn't, but my grandfather, yes.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at this, it's doubling. It needs to be tripling, quadrupling. I mean,
I agree.
Border officials said the situation along the U.S.-Mexico frontier is out of control after dramatic drone footage showed more than 8,000 migrants, most of them from Haiti, waiting under the international bridge in Del Rio, Texas, for processing. So, I mean, if you look at that, that doesn't look like that many people. If you really look at it, like
no, I mean, you need that many people to pick strawberries in California, so it's actually a good thing. You're telling me Jim Smith is going to pick my strawberries? Come on. I mean, let's be honest here. Can we be honest?
That does it to me. I know the news and the media is making it out like that's like a lot of people, but that's not. That's really not. Like 7,000 people is not that many. I mean, that doesn't look like that many people to me. Does it look like that many people to you?
No. I mean, I see that many people at a baseball game all the time.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, think how many soccer teams. Look, think about how much better. And look at this boat. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm so happy that they're willing to risk it all to come here to live a better life. And, like, I'm happy that it's mainly men and the young children. That's because we want strong people to come and
I've heard one of the
build our country's infrastructure.
One of the complaints I've heard about it, and I just don't see the point, is they say, well, if these people come, well, of course they get here without money. So what do you think the first thing they're going to do is, which is usually steal from you or something? I'm like, give me a break. The first thing they do is they find a job and they start working and then they earn enough money to buy a place. They don't go do dangerous things. They don't steal from people and rob people. It's just a nonsense theory.
Why would people risk their lives just to come over here to steal from people? No, they're obviously risking their lives to start over, to start a new clean life, because I'm sure a lot of them are ex-criminals because that's why they're forced to actually leave the country. But that's not a bad thing. We can help them. We can help them get rehabilitated.
Everybody gets a second chance. Everybody except for Donald Trump gets a second chance.
Everybody except for Trump. And we
and
have a
Larry Elder.
Rehabilitation system. So even if they do, get in trouble with the law, it's going to help them a lot because, although the recidivism rate in the United States is high, a lot of people that get arrested often get arrested again. It's still a really good system. The criminal justice system is basically perfect here in the United States.
Oh, it's perfect. My favorite is the putting people behind bars that get all the nonviolent drug offenses. You have to put them behind bars because otherwise they're going to be out selling that plant that grows. You've seen people smoke that plant. It's got the crystals on it.
I mean, the users are the people we need to get, not the distributors. We need to get the users. It's always about getting the low-level users.
And if you want them to never use again, what you do is you put them in jail for a long time, like 2 years. You make them have to join a gang while they're in there, choose white or black or whether they're with the Mexicans or whatever. Then they become this gang life, and then they get out and they're usually rehabilitated. It's all part of. We've been doing this for years. Works well.
The criminal justice system in America is top notch. Okay, we gotta move along. We're kind of boot scooting, boogieing by. You don't realize how fast the time goes by. But this is an article we have to mention. Talk about a room with a view. SpaceX shares a mesmerizing video of the domed window.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Dragon. Yeah, look at the Crew Dragon capsule as the first all-civilian crew begins its 3-day orbit of Earth. So look at this, the views from the Dragon's cupola.
Wait, we're not seeing it.
Cool.
Oh, there, you got to get to it.
But let me read the name, though. The Inspiration 4 crew, including Jared Isaacman, Haley Arsenault, Cyan Proctor, and Chris Dombrowski.
Please tell me that one of the people was a black female.
Yay! Yes, of course. Yes.
See what happens when Trump leaves? You see what happens when Trump leaves? Racism goes away. And
I just
knew it
love
was
that
about
we can
time.
put black, female, normal civilians into space. There's nothing more beautiful. That means that you and I are next. I mean, I know not actually we're next in order, but we are metaphorically next.
Yes.
You and I are
You and I will orbit the Earth one day. We know
this
that.
will be us, and they're gonna go in
Probably
that
with
dragon.
Bezos.
Oh, I just love it.
Look at those suits. Those are sharp. Those are really sharp.
Space ready for sure.
Oh, they could just float out there for days. Yeah, I like it. And if there's a leak in that cupola, well, then there's a leak.
Yeah,
it's
and
probably a
that's not
procedure.
that big a deal. Look at the man. He's so awesome.
love
Wow,
it.
look at that cool SpaceX mask. I'm gonna go on SpaceX.com and order.
Can you give me one? I'll pay you back. I'll pay you a double.
I will. Mine is getting, because you know my nose is bleeding a lot ever since I got.
Are they still giving you the donut at the Krispy Kremes, even with the blood coming out of the mouth?
Oh yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 100%. I've been getting lots of donuts. Tons of donuts.
Oh, I love that's my favorite politician there is. Nancy Pelosi. She's so killer.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi is
kills
awesome.
it every time. Kills it.
Yeah, and she said this is going to be the toughest stretch of the Biden agenda. But I just love Elon. Look at this. Look at the capsule. Space tourism. First all-civilian crew. Look at the Crew Dragon, the 3-day flight in orbit around the Earth.
That's amazing. Oh, look at the little dome up top.
Oh, wow. Can they see out of that? That is so cool. So they're just going to spend 3 days orbiting.
Yes, it's so cool. And look at them. Great. They're really heroes.
Video. I think the video is right here. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
And we get to see out the window? I'll lose my mind. I'll lose it. Wait, that camera was on the outside of the... That was weird. Wait.
Okay, let's see it. Here it is. I think we get to see. We should be able to see inside. I mean, they should all have GoPros.
This one's going to be very tough for me to stay in character. I just realized. Yeah. I just about to lose my mind.
They should easily be able to...
What the hell? I mean, come on. Okay. It looks just like this one, actually. Okay, I got a deep breath.
Beautiful.
All right. Beautiful, man. It's just
awesome.
gorgeous.
These
Look at
people
that.
are awesome.
Wait, it's not going to... I want to see it spin and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's only short footage. They don't have a lot of data. They don't have free data.
But,
we can watch
because of it's so far away that it's hard to transmit data.
That's what I'm saying. They're having data transfer issues.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of.
They got other things to worry about, bro. Besides that, for you, okay?
Oh,
they're doing science up there.
They got a lot to worry about. They're growing a new arugula.
Right here is where
lettuce.
that island is. This island right here is supposed to, and then it's going to have tidal wave, and then Dave is gone. Sorry.
Ignition launch!
Wow, look at the fire. Wow, look at that. Yes, go, rocket, go. Go, heroes, go.
Beautiful.
Oh, man, such heroic action. Oh, man.
You know it's real because it looks so fake.
It's like all the things that humanity has been through, and look what we've done finally. We can put big metal things in the sky.
Well, thumbs up. That means they're doing awesome.
Yeah.
Well, look at his thumbs up. I want to see his thumbs up again. Ready?
Show me.
Oh, yes.
That's how you know. That's when you know it's all good.
Look, she does it too.
Where?
That's
oh,
how
yeah.
You can tell they're doing massive G's. Definitely looks like they're doing. It definitely looks like they're doing.
Look how shaky the craft is.
Oh yeah,
They're really shaking. You can see in his hand he's doing like this a little bit.
Look at it right there. Could you imagine being on top of that? How scary that would be, and how you just be like.
Just go. Just go.
I would just be in there just
because I trust the science, and so if somebody tells me to get into a rocket, I'll get in it every day. Because that's science.
They don't have any controls inside there. It seems like that they're.
Well, they can overtake it if they want because they're, in case something went awry, but it would be.
There's no steering wheel or anything. It's just.
No, it's kind of like pre-programmed a little bit. But if they needed to fly home, I think the steering wheel pops out. It kind of it blows up like airplane. You seen that one?
Oh, I guess. Yeah, a little bit. I think that's an R-rated. I don't watch a lot of R-rated anymore.
I wouldn't watch it then.
And basically, guys, we can talk about some. There's a.
Ooh, I heard this story.
Yes, this is the worst story that's going on. Cops asked missing van life woman Gabby Petito why she slapped her boyfriend Brian Laundrie in a dramatic incident 13 days before she disappeared on their cross-country trip. And so there's footage of her getting arrested, and this is a young woman that was on a trip cross-country, documenting their trip on Instagram and YouTube. Yes, and so we can talk about this a little later, but I just wanted to do just a little, summary of it. She's missing, she was seen on August 30th, and her boyfriend is not cooperating. I believe her fiance. So this is Scott Peterson vibes all over.
He did it. He did it.
He did it. This guy's guilty. And I looked at his Instagram. His last post was on the date of August 13th. So he for sure did it. And they're already having domestic violence. And look, he's saying that she hurt him. What a wimp. So
she hit
GNN, me. I know. I mean, listen, what a wimp. And I know, listen, if a woman hits a man, she deserves to go to jail for life. Because life, I mean, it should be equal.
It's domestic terrorism, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, domestic violence,
terrorism.
Well,
but just with that, everybody needs to look in Gabby Petito, and we'll look into this, and we're going to see.
I heard somebody's going to talk. I heard the Truth Baby show. It's going to talk about that a little bit.
That show's crazy. I'm sure they're going to talk about it. But here, today was a great day. We'll just pray that if David, if you do have to take David out, please only make him wheelchair bound so that he would still be able to broadcast and earn a living for his family and be able to participate here at the Global News Network. That we'd appreciate that.
We need him on our news team. And it's also for Christopher Crum and his sports stories. Please allow him to get over whatever blood issue he has. We're not saying it's vaccine. That would be presumptuous on our part. We don't want to do that. Let me check and make sure that if we got any. I saw a couple tips come in. I would be happy to just a few. Let's take them tips, and we got just one. Amos says, Dr. Evil showed up today. Where did the hair go? Alex, your face nappy looks like a feminine product. Ew.
They're nice. That was a nice comment.
What people don't realize is my. Oh, sorry. That's never mind. Yeah, Norm sometimes doesn't have hair.
I think Norm looks cool like this. I was gonna say something, but I think it honestly the sleek look.
Usually well.
I like that look personally, but
the hat might be on later.
What do I know about fashion? I'm only one of the best dressed men in the Global News Network.
Absolutely. I mean, I still go polo just because I don't want to be choked. I want to be able to breathe. Help me. I just don't want to be restricted to...
And because of COVID, we don't have to be in the studio. We have to do this remote. We understand.
I've been locked in this room for 9 weeks, so...
Listen, you can't even go outside and do your dry cleaning. I don't think you need a suit.
No, I put it underneath the door. The wife comes and gets it. But other than that, it's just yard guard all around the room, and no COVID's getting in here. No COVID bugs in this room. No way, COVID bugs. Not happening. Let me make sure we're over here, and we're good. Okay. And we are steadily increasing in viewers. Oh, somebody, illiterate Novax Bear. Oh, I don't like the name.
I don't like that name either.
Wow, talk about an insurrectionist. I've been reborn in the blood of Fauci. Science is coursing through my veins. All right, he's found it. Change your screen name then. That would really prove.
Oh, that's the last thing. I got to show this. Fauci, Guardian. He is sexiest man alive. This is what I meant to talk about. Look
is
at the
he? Wow.
Yes, they proclaimed. Look at this, guys. The Guardian proclaims Anthony Fauci the sexiest. The Guardian named Anthony Fauci the sexiest man alive.
Honey,
people are saying nope.
Would you do Fauci? Yeah.
She
said yeah. She didn't even take a second to answer that one.
People are laughing at this, but this is not a joke. Listen,
no, I mean my wife just said she's down. I didn't see that.
You wouldn't have a choice if Anthony Fauci came on to. You'd have to submit to him.
It's true.
The Guardian proclaims Anthony Fauci as sexiest man alive.
Well,
Anthony Fauci was dubbed sexiest man alive by the Guardian newspaper. I mean,
and we spoke to him. Remember, we just spoke to him weeks ago.
And they're right. He is the most.
He said your name. The sexiest man alive said your name. Unbelievable.
Look at the Guardian. Look at this post on their Instagram. This is so beautiful. This is the truth. We will never. Sexiest man alive, Anthony Fauci, an 80-year-old scientist, doctor, and public servant, has become an unlikely cult hero for millions of people during the COVID pandemic. The U.S. disease expert has been spoofed by Brad Pitt and lauded as the sexiest man alive. Now the pop culture phenomenon is the focus of a documentary appropriately titled Fauci. And at the core of Tony's popularity is that people intuit that this is a man who is speaking the truth and will not let anything stand in the way. What a beautiful man! We love you, Fauci dog. He says he's the best, the most sexy man alive.
So what's next for him? Playgirl magazine?
I wish. I'd love to see him nude. But hey, are we still live? Are we still live?
All right, we should talk about that off the air. Let's let's head out. I mean, he's just Now I'm just thinking. I wonder how many nights in a row my wife's been thinking of him. Well, I mean, it's at least it's him, right? At least it's not some other guy. It's the sexiest man alive. So it's all right. I'll get over it. I see that we do have... Oh, wait. We already got the one super chat. Oh, no. We got another one from Demon Real 575. Thank you very much for that super chat, and we hope that you're vaccinated and remain such and get all the boosters you need. All right. So after this show is going to be the Truth Baby show. Give us about... I think it's about a half hour after this one. And we'll be taking calls. We'll be doing a... Oh, no. Not we. Yeah, put your mask back on. You're done talking for now.
Yes.
Anyway, see us over there, or see that show over there. And was there anything else? Let me check one thing here and make sure that we are all gravy. What did I have else up here? I wanted to make sure you saw that the White House offered Nicki Minaj a call with the doctor to answer her vaccine questions. So that's really stand up of the White House. I'm sure that was Jen Psaki's idea. That's what you need to do. Because, I mean, if she's saying things, she just doesn't have any idea what she's talking about. All the questions can be answered. You just got to get her in contact with a doctor. So I'm sure she's going to agree to that. I'm sure you saw this, right? Howard Stern told anti-vaxxers you had the cure and you wouldn't take it. And I totally
That's
agree.
why they don't deserve medical treatment.
No.
If they get to no. If the hospital's full, you just have to tell them to go home.
Yes.
Die at their house.
This is another guy. I don't know if you saw him.
At Metro by T-Mobile, we don't think you should pay extra
See if we get
for
there when we get. But it's bad to the bone, he said. Unvaccinated man describes his COVID-19 fight. So this is what the unvaccinated need to hear. Is this man's going to tell you how bad it was. Let's go.
Billy Couch didn't think much about COVID till he got it.
Of course.
Don't mess around because this ain't a joke. This is not fun and games.
No, it's not.
I've been here so long. I want to go home, but I can't go home because I can't breathe still with. This is not a game at all. When you're sitting there and you can't breathe and you feel like you're going to die.
In the hospital,
you could tell how healthy he was
19 days
before.
Now, the unvaccinated 42-year-old isn't sure how he picked up the virus. He toughed it out at home for 8 days.
I know how he picked it up, not wearing a mask and voting for Trump.
Before being admitted.
How serious is COVID?
It's bad to the bone. I recommend everybody wash their hands, do what they got to do. Stay home. Stay social distance because it's bad. Trust me, it's bad.
Sure.
Until you had it, did you think it was bad?
No.
What'd you think it was?
I didn't pay no attention, to be honest. But I do now. And get your shots.
How many people are out there like
Wanda
this?
Combs manages the nursing staff in the COVID ICU at Appalachian Regional Healthcare's largest facility in Hazard, Kentucky. A nurse for 30 years, the job never tougher.
It's been very, very hard. And I get emotional because it is our community. ICU nurses work really hard. They work very hard every day. But you can usually see a difference. So you work hard and you see a difference, and that's okay. You don't care that you're tired. You've made a difference. So with this, they still work just as harder, and it really hurts when you don't see a difference.
Just when they thought they were through the worst of the pandemic, it's come.
The Delta came. So I hope that I hope that we are recovering by next week, but we just don't know because there's so many selfish, freedom-loving, constitutionalist, America first. I mean, give me a break. It's not America first.
Scam artists with your fake vaccine cards, you're all going to jail. I'll be the one to lock you up and throw away the key myself.
Yeah, you're going to jail. It's where you should. It's all murder. If you go to a baseball game, you are responsible for the death of potentially 30,000 people.
And why are you going to a baseball game? That is just a super spreader event. Stay at home. Watch it online, guys. We don't need to risk this.
Do you like Mr. Stein here? He wears the mask at all times. And it's a struggle for me to get him to take it off for the show. Just, he gives me lip.
And I'm by myself. I'm just here with the cats. There's no other human interaction other than the Uber Eats guy that comes in my house sometimes.
He comes in?
And my doctor. Yeah, he comes in he comes in.
Wow, this seems like more than... We'll talk about it after. You have to tell me what it is.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, he comes in. It's weird. It's very weird.
Sounds strange.
We don't tip cash here at this family, so it's very weird. It's very weird interaction.
It sounds like it. But you still tip him, you're saying? Just not cash.
Yes, but just not with traditional money. They come in the house. We do... Sometimes we'll play Russian roulette, and we'll film it. We'll live stream it. Are we still live?
Yeah, let's get off, and you can talk about that after. This has been GNN. It is the #1 news source in all of the planet and planets. If the other ones that we know clearly there's aliens on, they don't have any newscast as good as this one. And please say your prayers that all the unvaccinated people find it in their heart to do the right thing, to do what is patriotic. By the way, I don't know if you know that. Getting the vaccine is actually patriotic. This is where I think they think patriotic means being selfish. No, patriotic is doing what your country needs you to do. And right now, that's injecting Moderna or Johnson & Johnson's or AstraZeneca's miracle juice into your veins as soon as possible. That's it. This has been GNN, the Global News Network. We have been reporting this truth for as long as the Earth has been spinning, which by every measurement I've ever seen is 4.54 billion years, and plus or minus 2 or 3. Pretty impressive, our mathematics and our science and our medical science. And by the way, Fauci, what a looker. What a looker, what a man. He's probably the only alpha male I've ever seen. Everybody else, beta. He's the only one.
Sexiest man alive.
Perfect. It's been fun. Till next time, this has been Normal with me, Alexander Truth Stein. Till next week, adios.